Greetings.
Hello.
Welcome back to Morbid Mondays, your unhinged source. God, I'm stuttering. For what the fuck moments throughout history. We will be taking turns giving you a weekly tour of all of the gross, gory, and downright odd moments in history. We are your hosts.
I'm Katy.
And I'm Brian. And now let's get into it. So you've kind of told me what today's story. We just talked for like 3 hours.
I know about fucking like everything and anything. Like we tried to start this podcast like 4 times already. Like I think 45 minutes ago you said I'm gonna hit this button and we're gonna do this, and then we like launched into stories about high school.
Yeah, and just stuff that you guys don't get to hear about
ever. Ever. So, okay. Now that like I'm going to sit here and pretend like we just walked in and sat down and like we're getting on task instead of having spoken about anything, everything, and nothing for 3 hours. Fucking Monday, Katy and Brian just lock themselves in a room and talk. So today's topic, I guess I should start with like trigger warnings and stuff. Well, general body gore. Not like gooey gross, like dry gross.
Okay.
And that only makes
mummies gross?
A little bit dry gross, yeah. A little bit of religious trauma, general lack of like medical knowledge. I think that's really it.
Okay. So we're in the medieval type.
You are exactly correct. We are in the Middle Ages. 949. You passed your stutter to me, rude.
Yep. That's what I do.
Year of our Lord 994. Fuck.
Oh, damn. We're in like the real medieval, the actual medieval times, not like the fucking everybody always goes, the 1400s. I'm like, that's not
the
medieval.
Renaissance. That's Renaissance. Thank you. Thank you for knowing that. Yeah. I appreciate you.
John has pounded that into our head about sword stuff.
Well, he would know.
Yeah, that's like his whole thing, man.
I am happy and confident to have a historical conversation with John.
Yeah, he has enlightened me on a great deal of time and place from the medieval to the Renaissance.
Isn't that fun? Like learning something you didn't know?
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit. Like, dude, correct me. Please. If I'm wrong, correct me.
Shout out to you, John. I don't know I know Ashley sometimes listens.
Oh, hi, Ashley.
But all the legal stuff, especially.
That makes sense for him.
Really, really changed the way I look at like why people fought and how they fight and like things that have happened in history.
Mm-hmm.
But so we've got that's our trigger warnings.
Yeah, that's really it. Like this is, while morbid, it's not really gross.
That's good.
I guess I should say. Like it does have its moments. Like it has, but it's not like, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just speak in onomatopoeia real quick. You get it, right?
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
All right. So when I say the word St. Anthony's fire to you, what does that conjure in your mind?
So I know like nothing about this. I have heard it typically when people say fire around a saint. Sometimes it has to do with their actual, like a
holy fire.
Yeah, religious fervor.
Okay.
Instead of actual fire.
I get that.
Yeah.
So you're not like me who read that and went, huh? Isn't that a band? No, bitch. That's St. Elmo's Fire.
That was a show, too, in the 80s, right?
I believe so. I think there was music. I don't know. So, in an overarching several-month-long research binge on the Black Plague, because, my God, I'm going to correct my original episode of Morbid Mondays. I'm going to do it. My Black Plague is your syphilis. We'll get there eventually.
I hope this is the first episode someone listens to. I do not have syphilis, for the record.
I mean, and even if you did, that's a quick shot of penicillin and you're done.
Right. Problem
solved. There's this topic. Okay, I know that my partner informed you that I was complaining about it for a week because I went into this topic going, St. Anthony's fire. I don't understand. What is that? And then it turns out that St. Anthony's fire is categorized as 3 separate illnesses. So St. Anthony's fire, because when I Googled it and I said, what the fuck is St. Anthony's fire? What is this? And then it kept shooting me 8 different directions all at once. And then like 4 of those were all about St. Anthony himself.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, okay, cool. What's St. Anthony's fire? What is that? I'm over here like DBZ.
Yeah, you had a Ginyu Force
Ginyu
pose
Force.
going on.
For like a hot second. I got stuck there. So what I found digging around after finally getting a little breakthrough on this, because lots of people like to talk about St. Anthony's fire, but they don't like to talk about what it is or what it possibly could have been in a historical context. I did find a medical journal that speculated that given the recorded symptoms of St. Anthony's fire, that in various locations, we are kind of concentrating ourselves in France right now because that was a myriad of outbreaks of St. Anthony's fire. But however, each incident seems to be kind of quantified by different symptoms. Three speculated illnesses, diseases that it likely was. One of them was shingles.
Okay.
Which tracks, right? Because, when you think St. Anthony's fire, and, just taking like context clues from the words themselves, you St. Anthony's fire, that fire, fever, irritation.
Yeah, and like burns.
And burns, right?
Yeah, which shingles definitely looks like scabbing of burns.
Yeah, shingles looks like irritation, rashes, it burns, it hurts. So okay, I get that. I can kind of understand that.
Quick break. There was a shot for shingles.
Get your shingles vaccination. Yeah. It's so cheap and it's so worth it. And I'm talking to our entire audience when I say that 99% of you already carry the virus to have shingles. It just needs the opportunity for your immune system to drop for you to contract shingles. So get your shingles vaccination. All right, that was my PSA. That was my good deed for the year. I'm done. And the other one is a topical form of strep.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I understand that I know in theory that strep can hit you anywhere. I know most of us are very familiar with strep throat.
Yeah.
But like some forms of acne are either strep or staph infection. And then there's the one that we're talking about today, because I had to dig to find this bitch. And I need you to understand how irritated I was, because this has apparently happened so many times throughout history that when you just type in St. Anthony's fire and then give the keyword here, it's going to pop up fucking everywhere. And it made me so angry. But anyway, the type of St. Anthony's fire that we're talking about, the holy fire, the burning, is ergotism.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Okay, I do know what this is.
Yes, you do. I knew you'd get it as soon as I said it, which is why I put it off for so long. This
is like the most fascinating illness that you can get to me.
Because I've actually already kind of done a Morbid Monday on this.
Yeah, you did a one on the dancing sickness
you are
that hit America in the early 1800s. I think.
And it also hit the English countryside in 16 something. And everybody was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? I don't know. Play music.
To this day, sometimes, because I don't want to ruin the episode, but I'll talk about this later.
No. This is totally a collaborative episode. Let's do it. Because I figured you would know what it was as soon as I said it.
So to this day, I hear people that on internet forums, they're like, what drugs can you do that are still legal? And sometimes people talk about the hallucinations and other symptoms of ergot as a drug you can do. And every time I hear that, I'm like, no, don't do that. Yeah, I was like,
okay, I cannot think of a legal way to say this, but
it would be a shame if someone.
Ergot is where we got LSD.
Now that makes sense. But see, that's
so don't do that.
Yeah, just do LSD.
Oh, see, that's what I was trying to avoid saying.
Well, I mean, given the two options, something that could potentially kill
lethal.
You.
Yeah,
it's
or the refined offshoot version of it.
Yeah,
that's just only made to just make you trip fucking balls.
Yeah. My God. Or the other one is morning glories.
Yes.
People do well, if you take the seeds and you make the tea, and then you will vomit for 3 hours. Just fucking do drugs.
But don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Don't do the illegal ones.
Yeah.
Don't
also, just because this is my like PSA about drugs. Wait till you're 18.
Actually, I'm gonna add a caveat to that. Don't wait till you're 25.
Yeah, so your brain will develop.
Yes. Wait till you if you want to experiment. Anyway.
Yeah. It's like we sound like
this opener got weird.
We sound like such fucking old people.
No.
But also like just in general, like there are safe ways to experiment with things, right?
Yeah.
Have a babysitter. Make sure that you have a medical screening because like pot, perfectly safe for most people.
People. However, if you are like part of that 0.05%. Okay, so we're in France in the French year of our Lord 994.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What
do you know?
Were they fucking? No, I'm trying to think of what they were at the time, because it would have been. Were they still a part of the Franks? Were they still Holy Roman Empire? Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is
good job. So we are specifically at the beginning of the Capetian dynasty. King Hugh has just taken the throne because the previous king had no heir. Tragic.
For all the fucking that these people did.
I know.
That happens a lot.
I know.
Like look at fucking Victoria's kids. All the kids in the world, one survivor. Like, geez.
Fuck, dude.
Everybody else is impotent or dead. Like,
listen. We are eventually going to do a collaborative episode on the Habsburgs.
Ooh.
And how that dynasty ended.
Yeah.
With a whimper. They had some pretty great personalities.
Which is wild for looking like horrendous. I mean, the jaw.
Yeah.
They looked like a different kind of human being, but some of them weren't half bad.
Yeah.
It's very...
A few of them were like, I'd have lunch with you.
Yeah, four kings.
I can't watch you eat, but I'll have lunch with you.
Yeah.
Anyway. So 7 years into King Hugh's rule, this bizarre catastrophe struck his countryside. When I tell you, it was fucking weird. So I know that you are familiar with ergotism.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if our listeners. So ergot itself is a fungus that grows on wheat, but it really, really, really prefers rye. Rye was a staple grain for the general populace of most places because it grew fucking anywhere in any conditions. I know that we joke about dandelions popping up in the middle of cement parking lots. Rye would do the same thing.
Yeah, rye will grow in English winters.
Yes. And like not just survive it. No, grow. And ergot loves rye. Now, what ergot is a kind of a black bulbous fungus that will invade a kernel of rye, because rye looks a lot like wheat, like just looking at it. Like unless you know the difference.
Dark brown bread that you see like medieval peasants eating is rye bread.
Yeah, the thing that we pay like $9 a loaf for now because it's delicious. Used to be the food of the peasantry. But so it is a fungus, and it is a pretty gnarly fungus because, like I said earlier, that's ergot is where we got LSD from. Did you know that the US military tried to aerosolize LSD? Did you know that? Because I didn't know that previous to this.
We need to do a whole episode on CIA and FBI experiments with LSD.
Yes, please. I would fucking love that because I read some of it while I was doing this because I was like, where am I going to put this? Because ergot seems to pop up fucking everywhere. Yeah. Once again, to quote Ian Malcolm, you were so concerned on if you could do it, you didn't stop to ask if you should. So what ergot is once ingested, it is a vasoconstrictor. So basically, it attacks your blood vessels.
Okay, now I'm starting to see why people would like dance, because you have to move to get the aches out. Uh-huh. It's like restless leg.
Yeah.
But not like restless leg at all, but
it's like the ultimate form of restless leg.
Yeah, because your legs would be going numb.
This isn't even my final form.
Yeah. Yeah, less of a nervous tingle and more of the blood is constricted, and so you have to move to get it. Yeah.
Having ergot in your grain is not good. And in times of plenty, I'm sure that you guys have all seen in the movies, the peasants in the field, like, what is this motion?
They are separating the chaff.
Chaff from the wheat. There we go.
Yeah.
So
To borrow a biblical reference.
So we have all seen those images of people in the field, like, flipping grain and watching the little dust float away from it, and then like they're picking through the basket, and it looks like they're pulling rocks out of it. They're pulling ergot out of it.
Holy shit! Really? Okay,
yes,
because they're big and bulbous, and
yes,
they won't go through the filter.
So to the quote that I found was visually, I'm quoting myself here. Visually, ergot is dark and bulbous and usually curved. Quote, like a rooster's claw.
Neat.
Right? So it's very visual. Oh, that's fungus.
Yeah, like almost like how cordyceps fungus looks.
Yeah.
It has that kind of antenna look to it.
Yeah, I looked it up because look, I did a lot of Google image search while I was doing this, and there's some shit that I can't unsee in my brain now. I'm not really bothered by it. Once again, grew up medical. I'm kind of used to some of this stuff. I know what ergot looks like now, and I understand how they could easily pluck the ergot out. But during this particular time, like this year, this little sliver of when I decided we're going to look into ergotism because it's everywhere all the time. Oh my God. It's so common. I thought it was just like a couple of weird instances, and that's how it got the fantastical name. No. We have a case of St. Anthony's fire as recent as 1951.
Whoa.
Right?
Well, that makes sense because it's not like the fungus is going to go away.
Well, no, it doesn't. The farmers still have to deal with it now.
Yeah. I've heard of people using very specific herbicides to deal with ergot fungus specifically.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. You can't kill ergot with heat.
Whoa.
You cannot because of the alkaloids in it. Now, for anybody else who doesn't know what an alkaloid is, because I didn't, I was like, what the fuck's an alkaloid? I know what a vocaloid is.
It's poison. Yeah, it's
a chemical compound.
Yeah, it's the chemicals that
nicotine, caffeine, morphine, all alkaloids. So ergot itself is not only heat resistant, like the fungus, but also the alkaloids within it are not only heat resistant, but they are kind of concentrated by heat. Because my brain went, okay, cool. So you have a fungus in your wheat that in times of plenty you would normally pluck out, throw away, and move on with your day, and you don't get a contaminated grain supply. But this is not a time of plenty in this particular era of France. This is a time of almost flooding. Like, it is unusually cold. It is raining all the time. There is no sun. Like, it is dark and dreary and wet.
So the wheat is rotting.
So the wheat itself is rotting.
Yeah.
But the rye, rock star that it is fine. However, it has some friends growing on it now. And there is not enough supplementary anything for them to waste any of these kernels. So these farmers, the gatherers, the millers, the bakers, all of these people are looking at these ergot, these black kernels that are shaped kind of like a rooster's claw.
Yeah. So they're
not
starving. So they're like, well, how can we eat this?
They're and so the kind of general consensus is that everybody thought fire purifies. Nothing survives fire.
Unfortunately, no.
You are, in fact, wrong, my friends, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So
some of the worst poisons that you get from plants, arsenic and cyanide, arsenic specifically, doesn't really go away.
Yeah.
You can crush it, you can burn it, all that stuff. It's an element. It doesn't want to move.
Well, as it turns out, so is ergot, because I thought the same thing. Like, how is it surviving not only the milling process, but the baking process? Well, now we know.
Right. It's not the fungus attacking you. It's what it creates that's attacking you.
It is, in fact, the alkaloid.
Damn.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
So if you grind it up into flour, it just
contaminates
now inundated
everything.
Poison. Yeah.
Exactly. So because of the not only weather conditions at the time, everything, there's just not enough of anything. They don't take the usual, this one looks funny, throw it away precautions. They just mill it all up together because what you gonna do? And imagine for a moment, you don't know. Okay? We do not have the knowledge that we have now. You are simply trying to feed your village and your family, and you have just contaminated the entire countryside's supply of life-sustaining bread
for the next year, because now it's in the millstones.
It's in everything.
Yeah, it's going to keep getting into stuff.
The very bread that would be on the table of the poorest family has all come from the same supply, and every bit of it is contaminated with a fungus that is going to make you trip fucking balls.
What a party.
No.
Yeah. No, because this is not like a good high either. It's a you're poisoned high. It's like, yeah.
So, okay, vasoconstrictors, I'm sure you can break the etymology of the word apart.
Yeah.
It is a vascular constrictor. It basically goes to your blood vessels and makes them very small.
Yeah.
So all of the oxygen in your blood cannot get to all of the places it needs to go. And I'm not sure how aware you are of how your body's defensive systems work. So when your body is like, oh God, I can't fucking fix it. Save the shit we need to survive.
Oof. Yeah. And
so
that's what like in hypothermia.
I was literally about to bring that up. They tell you when you are slightly hypothermic to rub your chest. And that is to like help warm up, vital circulatory systems. But it also, like, in helping warm those, keeps your body out of the everything else can go, keep the heart and the lungs going.
Yeah, don't cut off all blood flow to, say, one of your hands because it wants to save the arm. We're probably getting a lot of this wrong. This is crazy. Somebody's going to listen to this that's like a current doctor, and they're like, well, no, that's right.
I am a dark history researcher.
Yeah, right. We can get shit wrong. Who
has a couple of medical friends and like my dad that I can call.
But I think, this is the case with ergot, huh?
Yes.
Does it cause like finger and limb loss? Or?
You are correct. There are two different versions of ergot. There is the chronic version, and I didn't write down the other one because I'm a terrible researcher. The other one has more to do with seizures, and that's usually where it stops, because usually in the other version that's not chronic, the exposure to ergot has stopped. But in chronic ergotism, it continues going until you start getting the real extreme symptoms. So extreme symptoms of ergotism include seizures, numbness in extremities, mania and psychosis, tripping balls, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Oh, and the one that we were just talking about, gangrene.
Yeah, because all the blood flow has been shut down.
Your bits will fall off. But it's not the nasty gangrene, and this is part of the image search that's like now it lives in my head.
Yeah,
it's dry gangrene.
Sure, yeah,
which I have seen in real life.
Because you're not infected; it's that you're becoming necrotic, and then something else sets in.
Basically, so no, not even that. It's in the cases of ergotism, in the chronic ergotism, where like they named it garnered the name St. Antony's fire. Specifically because the early symptoms include the feeling like the pins and needles, the numbing, because that's your vessels constricting and your blood flow is beginning to slow, to decrease.
Yeah, it's your hand is in icy cold freezing water feeling.
You know the feeling of pins and needles, like right as your hand is starting to wake up and everything just kind of feels like TV static.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Holy fire!
Yikes.
But it was compounded to such a degree, like, and I think part of the reason that they gave it the name St. Antony's fire is because like your patient at the time would complain of the feeling of a limb burning, and then a couple of days later you would begin to see lesions or injuries that would look like burns. And I can confirm this because I looked up, what is the process of gangrene. And it very much looks like little burns that slowly begin to spread. And it looks almost like a spider bite. Have you seen it? Have you seen a spider bite that's gone a little?
Have had them many times.
Actually.
Okay. Yeah.
So you know how that red ring spreads and then the center goes dark and then it looks like it's beginning to like heal and peel.
Yeah.
And then usually that bursts and it does its little draining thing and then it begins to heal.
But this is going to look more like a person who has, say, like a staph infection, who's like diabetic.
Yeah.
Where it's just not healing and it's just pitting out.
It is, in fact, pitting out and it's getting darker and drying up. And because there's no blood flow in the limb is literally like dehydrating.
Yikes. Oh, yeah, sure. Like, as weird of a thing it is as this may be, but like, yeah, like if you've ever like, if you've ever like banded a cow.
Oh yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, it kind of just dries up and falls off. Yeah,
we are from Texas, my friend.
Yikes! Yeah,
because we just did that. That is a very specific.
Yeah, somebody up there. What do you mean band? I mean castrate is what I mean. Yeah.
They don't cut it off. They put like really tight rubber bands on it, and then it just kind of bloop.
Yeah.
Dries up and falls off.
Okay.
Bit like an umbilical cord. There we go. That's much better.
That's a nicer mental image.
There we go. We should have done that in the first place. Anyway, so in 994, the weather is shit. There is no wheat that's really survived, so now rye is a rock star. Unfortunately, the rye is contaminated. And now that contaminated rye is on every single table in the area. In every table that mill has sold flour to.
Which is everyone. Area. Yeah, like it's going to be like for the whole, I don't know what the French version of counties is, but yeah, the whole, whoever goes to that mill, which may be like 5 or 6 small towns.
And it begins slow. Like it's like you don't just, eat your bite of bread and a few hours later you're tripping off to Neverland. No. Unfortunately, this ergot hits more like food poisoning at first.
Sure.
So we're talking nausea, headaches, diarrhea, a general kind of like lack of energy.
Yeah, as your body can fight it at first in small amounts, or maybe it keeps you from absorbing other nutrients.
And then it continues because this bread is with every single meal. Sometimes it is your meal.
Yeah. That was a pretty common diet for a lot of people for a very long time, is cheese, bread, beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you're having stomach problems and it's pretty standard. Like, oh, I ate something off. Oh no, I'm going to be sick for a couple of days. Blech. I feel gross. But then it keeps going, and prolonged exposure to ergot gets significantly worse. As we discussed, I gave you some of the highlights of the symptoms.
Yeah.
Not to make it sound like a party or anything, but it's definitely not. So prolonged exposure, like, gets a little more unpleasant. We talked about the burning sensation in the limbs because that's, that said limb losing feeling. And I imagine that to these people at the time, it probably, because we're in the dead of winter. It's cold. And I don't know how many of you have worked outside when it is like biting cold, but there's a certain point where that cold kind of turns to heat. But it's not like I'm warming up heat. It's, oh God, when your hands or your feet are really cold and you get in a hot shower.
Yeah.
It is that incandescent moment of
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have to slowly work your way back in. It was a really specific reference. Anyway, so burning pain in the skin, or the feeling of like insects crawling pins and needles, basically, is what they're describing. And then hallucinations.
Yeah, because we stepped up from mania and a little bit of psychosis to just full-blown hallucinations.
Full-blown hallucinations. And temporary blindness. That's one that I didn't know, but makes perfect sense. Along with that burning sensation, because your limbs are losing their blood supply, you're going to get sores and difficulty speaking, and apparently tinnitus.
Okay.
Right. I didn't get that one either. But
yeah, because I guess it's restricting blood. I mean, it's restricting blood everywhere.
Yeah. I want to mention, because I know I said this earlier, that ergotism pops up a lot. Like it's fucking all over history. And all of these symptoms line up. And I read a couple of different papers, which, yay me, I read papers.
Yeah.
Like published papers.
Sometimes, I mean, half of my stuff is literally just like, I found a history book on it.
Yeah.
Made notes from that history book.
But there are a couple of different papers that speculate that ergotism may have been one of the causes for the Salem witch trials.
Dude. Yeah.
Right?
I can I can see it because anytime something that happens in the, because unfortunately this is not the ancient world. The Salem witch trials were really not.
That was like 300 years ago.
Yeah. So, but it's anytime you're in an environment where like you don't have science, so something crazy happens, and then you're just like, how do we explain this? What's happened? Typically speaking, the answer for most cultures when some crazy
Demons.
shit happens is either, demons, witches, God's mad at you.
Yeah.
It's like one of those three things. It's very rarely ever just outside of like Rome.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Roman records are just kind of like Vesuvius exploded. Like, and it's, which is really refreshing.
Vulcan was so angry at us.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you get like oh, it must have been the gods or Typhon is breaking from his prison or something. But like most records are just like, and the volcano exploded and people died.
Yeah,
and it's super refreshing, especially in the time period that it happened, because everything else is. Dude, my favorite thing from them is that there was a general that just went around disproving myths.
Yes.
His whole career was like, I'm going to go to Africa because they said that's maybe where the gods come from. So I'll start in Ethiopia and try to go into Sudan. Can't go very far into there. This is big-ass swamp. But that's what's there, a big-ass swamp. There's a desert, and then there's a big-ass swamp.
And it just keeps going.
Yeah, like that whole thing is like he wrote at the end of his career. It's like, I've tracked down everything that people said. Maybe this is the lands beyond and where the gods live, or from our myths where these other people came from. He's like, there was never another people. There's never a god there. There's just more humans.
It's just more us.
Yeah, like that's
just a different neighborhood. All right, so anyway, I thought that was interesting and like plausible.
Yeah,
because like some of the symptoms fit, especially with with what the girls reported. Now, granted, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, because hysteria is hysteria.
Yeah,
like, hysteria can also do almost everything that you just listed of just like phantom
it was the temporary
pains.
blindness that got me.
Yeah,
but you can't really prove that. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, repeated exposure to ergot basically makes all of these symptoms absolutely worse. And when I tell you that some of the reports from this particular period, like there are a couple where people like literally degenerating into straight up madness, which hallucinations.
Right. If it's building from like mania to some slight, audio sensory issues, and then you get like full on hallucinations, keep eating it for a year.
Yeah.
Your brain's going to break. This is also true of LSD. If you do LSD all the time,
dude, it's some of them were crazy. Like one guy was literally like screaming to the church that he could hear the voice of God.
Fuck, you probably could.
Honestly, he may have been high enough.
Yeah, him and Jimi Hendrix.
But so you have people that are literally going crazy, like previously perfectly sane, normal people going crazy. You have other people who like a weaver who's losing feeling in their fingers. And this happens in a matter of days, mind you.
Yeah, sure.
Like, because repeated exposure to ergot builds up and it goes pretty quick. Like, because you have millions of little offshoot blood vessels.
Yeah.
And some of them are extremely tiny. So I've seen what happens when a fingertip loses blood flow, because it happened to my mom, of all people.
Yeah.
I've seen dry gangrene in real life.
Yeah, and it can happen to like people with like Raynaud's syndrome, right? Where they get like necrotic flesh on the ends of their ears or their fingertips.
Yeah. Like there's no agony to it.
Because you literally can't feel it.
You can't feel it. Like they complained of a burning sensation, and then they're literally like their fingers are black and they can't feel them. In desperation, the general peasantry was like, church help.
Yeah, because you don't know what's causing this.
They
you
have
just know
no
that everybody's
idea.
like fucking toes and fingers are turning.
Yeah, and like there's people that are crazy now, and it's wild. And the church, they eventually like a delegation gets to the church, and the church steps in, enter the Order of St. Anthony. Saint Anthony himself was known as the doctor of the church. He was a healer.
That makes sense. I was trying to figure out, because I don't know the saint stories, right? So I'm like,
well, I didn't know his until I read it.
So what's going on here?
So Saint Anthony was known for being a healer. Like this guy like sold everything he ever had, like, and he was already kind of a priestly dude, so he didn't have much, and fucked off into the desert.
Like you do.
as one does.
Yeah. If you're like, it does seem like isolation is the key to self-discovery.
It's very monastic.
Yeah.
Which, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was known for helping people and healing them. And a lot of his, I looked into it, and it's speculated that a lot of his healing things was like pig fat salves.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I don't necessarily know how effective that was. But anyway.
Not for this, but for many things, like small skin infections and stuff.
So, yeah.
It's also
pour the wine on it.
Old soap was made with fat.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But Saint Anthony, the Order of Saint Anthony, and let me put it that way, steps in and is like, "Whoa, this is some freaky shit. Come stay with us. We'll see if we can help you." And lo and fucking behold, if the people that don't stay with the Order of Saint Anthony get better.
God damn it!
What?
That sucks. Okay.
What is happening here? Hang on, hold up.
Calling it St. Anthony's Fire is just a basic, like, hey, you remember when? That was really dumb, and this order just killed a lot of people.
They got better, and it is largely speculated because the I tried to call it a temple, the church's grain supply hadn't been infected with ergot. So basically they just removed the contaminant. And these people started to get better. Now, I'm sure the people that, like, were deep in the gangrene section of it probably lost the hands.
Yeah, sure.
Toes.
Okay, I misunderstood you entirely. People who went to the monastery to get treated got better.
Yes.
Okay, I heard it the other way around. And I was like, that's so funny.
Oh, the Order of St. Anthony just came in and just obliterated everyone.
And then, like, every time.
You are corrupted in the name of the emperor.
It's just the shame of St. Anthony is everybody keeps getting sick, so they just know you by it. No, but they got better because, like you said, they had clean grain.
Yeah.
Probably, from a better time. Because
and
churches
probably
used to store grain.
Yeah, and churches largely were in charge of everything, everywhere, all the time.
Yeah.
So it's wild to me that nobody connected the dots.
You know what is probably a thing that like saved that? So if you're like a peasant in medieval France, right? You're a Frankish peasant and new king and all that stuff, and you make a religious tithe to the church, right? And you're a little farmer, and so for you that means food, right? That isn't, you're not like giving gold, or you might be giving like
you may be giving
currency.
fabric.
Yeah, but
like you've woven some fabric to give to them.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of like, and sometimes for smaller little churches, this is just a community effort.
Yeah.
Like somebody whittles candlesticks or something like that and gives it. But you don't give your shitty food to the church.
No, you don't give the questionable grain.
Right, because this is a religious thing for you. So they're only getting good, high quality grain.
It's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
Saved by your own tithe?
Saved by your own tithe. Yeah. Holy shit.
I love how dramatic I was writing this. Terror reigned as family pets turned into monsters and shadows became demons and empty furniture began to talk back. I'm over here trying to script myself and then just completely scrapped the whole thing.
I'm oddly starting to really like identify with medieval peasants in France. I too went to college.
We're so poor.
Yeah. Like, holy shit. Doing LSD, watching something funny that suddenly turns not funny at all.
Yeah. Dude, can you imagine being the one schmuck that's like, I hear God.
Oh, geez.
And my fingers are falling off.
Yeah, because that's a nightmare,
dude. And one of the things that I was reading is that when some of the churches, because I presume that there was a bit of a travel to go to the Order of Saint Anthony, because that's very specific.
Yeah, sure.
So I imagine that they probably went to a nearby church, but I was reading that these churches would tell them to fuck off because they deserved to suffer for their sins.
Yeah, because they thought it was like, go go do the penitence thing. Sure.
My hands are falling off. I am burning from within from a spiritual fire. Please help me.
So
listen, bro, I got some holy water and that's it.
So Saint Anthony in this case, the order of Saint Anthony is different.
Saint Anthony is the order of Saint Anthony would later actually be kind of a dedicated order for like medical stuff. But at the time, Saint Anthony was known as like, the doctor within the church.
Okay.
So
that's why that's why these churches were different.
He was kind of his order was kind of an order of healer and started getting a whole lot of praise as people who came there for help with St. Anthony's fire. This mysterious illness that was burning them from within, and they started to get better. Now, we talked about that. That was probably likely because the grain itself had changed. Their exposure to ergotism had ceased.
The actual order is called the Hospital Brothers of St. Anthony.
Hey, see? Told you, the doctors.
Founded in 1095. So we are,
wow.
Yeah.
So we're right on
after
top of that.
where you're talking about. Yeah. That's kind of cool though. I like that.
As we discussed, this contamination within the rye was everywhere. And ergotism, as we know it, St. Anthony's fires, they would have known it, or it would have later been called, kind of raged for about a year. And then it just abruptly began to go away.
Yeah. Winter hit.
When we did a new grain supply,
yeah.
The weather itself unfucked itself. Like the days warmed up, the sun came back, the rain stopped.
Yeah.
It was no longer an ideal condition for this awful fungus to grow. Jesus. And yeah, so it just kind of went
and it took
away.
It took about that long to decontaminate all the mills, all
go
the stored
through
grain,
all of that stored flour, and Jesus.
So,
oh my God.
In a weird way, we've kind of gleaned a bit of like historical information from this. Like how long would the grain supplies, how long would it take for a crop of grain to completely exhaust itself in medieval Europe?
And
about a year.
About a year, yeah. Now, granted, that's for the area itself. Now, ergot never really goes away. Like I said, we had a case in France once again. France, are you okay? In 1951, and it's actually super well documented. I started to do this story on that incident, but it was, I don't know, it was a little too modern for me, so I like hopped backwards. Just a couple hundred years, just a couple.
Yeah, just a couple. All the way back to the beginning of the country. Yeah, so what happened, like, how quick did that get solved? I mean, because now we're in the scientific era, so, like, people would have been able to figure it out.
In 1951, it launched an entire investigation, like a criminal investigation, because it's 1951. And so they're coming off rations and coming off, like, the military kind of oversight for milling stuff. But in 1951, there were about 250 people affected with ergotism, 50 of which got thrown in asylums because they went so, like, cuckoo.
Yeah, fuck. What do you do at your little town in France and then 50 people go nuts?
Yeah.
Like, psychiatric issues are a common thing that, like, police and ambulances deal with all the time, right?
Yeah.
Usually not that many at one time.
And it was quick.
Yeah.
Like, it was fast.
We're
like
probably
boom,
talking
boom,
about
boom,
the grain from, like, a single field.
Yes.
Because 250 is not a lot of people in the modern sense, right?
Dude, it's so well documented. You can, if you look up ergotism in 1951, this place is going to pop up. It's like Saint Point or something like that. Or Saint Dupoint. I read it and I was like super into it, and then I was like, but yeah, there was a criminal investigation launched in this because at the time there were grain shortages, and a lot of the time when your wheat was short, you would supplement with rye.
Sure, yeah.
And this guy, the dude that was in charge of this, I don't know if he was the miller or just the owner or what, but he was saying, no, I'm not supplementing with rye. I'm supplementing with bean powder. Which is weird, but I mean, anything can be a filler if you try hard enough. Ask the Victorians. They were putting plaster in their bread to make it whiter.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
Yes, it is.
But eventually, they, after like hours and hours and hours and hours of interrogation, after they finally tracked it down, like, because they because when I say there was an actual investigation, I mean it. Like, and I'm proud of them for doing this, because like this was like legit, like eliminating factors until they narrowed it down to the bread, what's the common denominator. And then they took apart the elements of the bread, and they realized that the water is municipal. The salt is you can't fuck with salt.
Right. The salt is salt, basically.
The salt is salt. Yeah. The sugar is sugar.
It's not like copper salts or something.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a thing, right? People freaking out. Maybe it's copper, maybe the salt is not sodium, right? Like maybe it's not table salt, it's something else.
And they narrowed it down to the flour. And then from there, they took it down to the manufacturers, and then the millers, and then the farmers. Like, they went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Like, I am impressed with this investigation. And eventually, they find out that this dude, like the head honcho of all of this, is not, in fact, using bean powder as he claimed. He is supplementing with old supplies of rye. Lo and fucking behold, ergotism.
That just a fucking old supply of rye that's just rotting.
Yeah. And he took out a whole town. 250 people. 7 people died, by the way.
Yeah. See, this is a perfect like little microcosm of why sometimes like super non-processed, super organic things aren't always
not good
great
for you.
Yeah. Sometimes the chemicals and stuff that they put in your food are to keep you from, from killing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Like ergotism.
Yeah.
Beware your bread, bro.
Really wild, which reminds me, I've got like 5 bags of bleached flour that probably need to be thrown out. No,
we only have 2, but like,
yeah.
I've been making bread hilariously a lot lately. So yeah, that was my trip into 994 AD France.
That is so wild.
Ergotism.
France also.
Yay!
France right around this time period is really going through the fucking ringer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I'm trying to, because, we talked about this in several other episodes, of course, like, 1066
Yep.
is the conquering of England by William, the Norman, William the Bastard, now William the Conqueror. Then there's the Viking period.
Who exploded.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way.
You've got like the Siege of Paris that happens not really that far back, right? Like, because William was like a Viking's grandson.
Yeah.
So like, there's all this kind
not
of
even grandson. I think he was his son.
I think
he was one of the sons.
One of Rollo's kids.
Yeah. I think he was actually a son.
And all that crazy.
Don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong.
It's either son or grandson. I remember he had a direct lineage from the fairly mythical Rollo, but Southern France in specific goes through the fucking ringer for like a couple hundred years. It's kind of like, who's showing up today? Is it the Vikings? Nope, it's an army from Africa. Well, surprise!
Fuck.
Yeah, like, and you're just like, what?
Oh wait, no. Now our grain is poisoned by this weird bulbous thing. I don't know what it is. Don't eat it. Oh, we're out of grain. All right, grind it up. Fuck. Let's go.
Yep. That's right. Also, in a little while after this, a couple of years, it's spring. What a great year this is going to be. Where's the spring? Where's the summer? Yeah.
Oh no, an ice age.
Solid year of winter. Yeah, and you're just like, what the fuck? They really go like early Europe. It's so funny when you look at like history books and like, God, why were they like this? I was like, read like this 300-year time period right around the turn of the millennium.
Yeah.
That's why they're like this.
It's wild. It is.
Everything
How did
wrong.
any of these people survive?
Fuck, dude. Even their like dietary habit, when we think about like them living off of bread constantly, it's most of their meal. This is kind of like a layover from Roman culture, right? Like people were very subsistence. It was like what you found in the woods, a la mushrooms, berries, greens. But like truffles are from this area, right? Like they grow in the ground.
Well, if the pig eats it.
Yeah. It must not be that dangerous, but also like...
and now they sell for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, before spices really... I say with air quotes because there's this kind of mythos about spices that Europe has no spices. It has spices. It just doesn't have like heat-based spices.
By the way, did you know that coriander and fucking cilantro are the same plant?
Yes.
I did not.
Yeah.
I learned that last night.
Seeds of or leaves of. Yeah, there's a lot of them that are like that, which is really.
I always wondered why I didn't like coriander.
Yeah.
Well, same reason I don't like cilantro.
Yeah, That's wild, though. So I looked up, just as a side note, before we end this episode, I looked up Saint Anthony because I was like, what's Saint Anthony? What is he known for? 13 miracles.
Yeah.
Usually you get like the 3, right?
Oh no, this bro was like on overtime.
Now I have
respect. He died when he was like 36, possibly from ergotism, by the way.
That's ironic. It is his fire. So I have to read some of these because some of these are very, very funny. And some of them make perfect sense to our story. Here's one: restoration of sight and hearing. He healed the blind, deaf, and mute.
How?
Maybe by giving them fucking fresh bread. I don't know. I don't know. But like, just
stop eating the black shit.
Yeah, this is like miracle stuff, right? Typical stuff is the healings and such. However, I have to read this one.
Pray go on.
When people wouldn't listen, St. Anthony preached to the fish of Rimini, which gathered at the shore as if listening. There's a kid in this town that's feeding these fish.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've walked up to the dock of a seafood restaurant on a lake. However,
also,
and this one's the fucking great. This is the best because I love saint stories for this reason. Some of the miracles are always so funny to me because they're like, this is a miracle to who exactly,
yeah.
Right? But some of them are like, and this person had cancer and now they don't, and it's a miracle, and so we've attributed it to this person.
I've got beef with those faith healers that pull out the cancer.
Oh, reaching
with
in
the bacon
behind their hand. That's so silly. Geez, I mean.
Anyway, moving on. The miracle.
Yeah, the Eucharist mule.
Bless you. What?
The Eucharist mule. You know, we hang it on the Christmas tree every year. It's a heretic challenged Anthony, offering a hungry mule fodder. If it ignored the food and knelt before the Blessed Sacrament, the Eucharist was real. If the mule did so.
What?
Meaning that so
if this mule decided that it just needed a break for a second,
and then got down, like kneeled, like mules will do.
Uh-huh.
If you've ever been around like mules, they just kind of get on their knees or whatever you want to call that, right? Because they play. Mules play a lot.
Boy, our country is showing.
Yeah.
How many people know this?
You give them balls. They play with balls.
They will play. It's so funny. And most of them are all leg.
Yeah, mules are actually kind of the best. They can be bastards, but they will protect your other animals with their lives even.
Yeah. They're so affectionate too, by the way.
So apparently,
or at least my grandmother's was.
Yeah. Apparently the thing was like I guess he was debating someone. He said a heretic, so I suppose it's in early Christianity, there was a lot more arguments about what was real and what wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like debated each other in letters. That's literally what half of the New Testament is Paul debating people with letters. So like that's Corinthians. It's Paul's letters to the Corinthians. And then the Corinthians presumably wrote back.
And then Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, I'm so sorry. So the Eucharist.
Now I need a rapping Paul.
Excuse me. Lynn, I need you to get on this.
Yeah.
Biblical Broadway.
Well, that's Joseph. And there's been a lot of
Lynn would do it better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, undoubtedly. So apparently somebody offered him fodder. They're setting conditions. And if this thing that a mule would not normally do happens, then the Eucharist is real. Does it prove that the Eucharist is real? No. Is it a funny story? Yeah. I like saint stories. They're fun. Some of
those saint stories are fucking wild.
Yeah. Here's the guy that pushes in the soft spots of babies. That's a real one.
Yep.
Which is very weird. But so there's got to be I know there is. I know that there's a treatment for ergot now where they treat fields, and we also have varieties of wheat that are grown that are fungus resistant.
Mm-hmm.
So that hopefully,
now I know for a fact that this family, us, prefers rye. Because every time we do fancy sandwich, like get together, fancy sandwich and games night, the rye bread is fucking gone.
Oh, yeah. Because
every time
tastes like something.
Yes.
White bread tastes like nothing. It tastes like sugar.
I don't know. I find it deeply amusing that rye was considered a peasant's food because it grew so prevalently that it was worth nothing.
Well, you know what, though? That you've kind of given me context with this episode, because I wonder if that's like the reason that one of the reasons that white bread may have become like a wealthier food is that not only is it, finer because it's hard to get, right? Because refining wheat was very hard for a long time. But I wonder if it was just safer.
Maybe. I'm not really sure. Like, I don't know if this one has like a cause and effect situation.
Yeah.
I do know that like the ergotism didn't really happen in the upper crust because there was less rye being served there.
Yeah, sure. And also like they're better stores of it.
Probably.
Yeah, like better places to store it, and also they're buying better sifted wheat and probably have their own fields, which are better tended, and
I don't know. Probably. But like I don't know. An entire countryside goes bonkers in a matter of days.
Dude. Fucking rager at Nurgle's house.
Nice.
Because that's gotta be hundreds of people.
Yeah.
I think about like the population scales of medieval Europe were much, much smaller. But at the same time, like, it's your whole fucking village.
Yeah, and this wouldn't have been just one village.
Yeah.
It would have been several villages. Like, in 1951, it took out one town at 250 people.
Yeah.
So, in, 900 and Dick, an entire countryside. Can you imagine being the king getting those reports? And the peasants are crazy. Well, we knew this. No, sir. I mean, actually crazy.
And they don't want to be. They're asking for help.
My liege.
It's not a revolt. They're all just screaming and running in circles in a field. Yeah.
And their limbs are falling off. What do you mean their limbs are falling off? I mean, they're falling off. OFF off.
What the fuck? Yeah, especially with the religious sentiment of the time, which was everything was very real. Yeah. Right? Somebody told you, if you do this, it'll cause a curse on your people. You took that as like
seriously,
like rock. Yeah, like if I drop this, it will fall to the ground. This is real. I imagine if you are a king in the 900s, if you're anyone in the 900s, and you see this, it's like the year without a summer, or the terror that was the Black Plague. It surely must feel like a judgment from a wrathful God.
It is listed in all of the everything that I read about this. It was listed as a biblical and apocalyptic plague. Like, because
you're going to go nowhere that isn't affected. Yeah,
because it like ergot is widespread. Like it is not an isolated incident. Like if you go to Google right the fuck now and type in ergotism throughout history, you're going to get so many hits. So many. St. Anthony's fire did not hit once. It hit many, 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 many times. And it is speculated that St. Anthony's fire was also the cause of the dancing plague as well, which I as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I covered an entire Morbid Monday TikTok on it.
Yeah, it's like what happens if your little like Quaker village or whatever it was gets like ergotism, but is also much healthier and much better fed and doesn't eat bread all the time.
Yeah, and bread isn't like the main staple of their meal.
Yeah, so you're
probably not going to get the chronic version of it. You're going to get the one that gives you like seizures. And what do seizures look like?
Yeah, which is probably just like putting you in a shock. Like you're taking a lot of poison at one time and then just like fucking freaking out. Like that's really wild. And now you mentioned earlier, like our collective households really like the rye bread. And I think I knew what you were thinking about this. Like we're all going to be looking at it askant from now on.
Yes.
This could kill me, but with butter, it's so good.
Brian, thank you for getting my sense of humor.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much. So yeah, that was St. Anthony's fire. I had a time with this one. I enjoyed it once I finally nailed it down to an era. Because like I said, it's fucking everywhere all the time. The bread at the store is likely safe.
Oh, almost certainly.
You're fine. I have never once tripped balls after eating a sandwich. We're good guys. Unless I wanted to.
Let's say you've never been to Five Guys. No, I'm just joking.
Actually, I don't think I have.
Slander on Five. The joke there for Five Guys, don't sue us. I just really like your burgers. Like shipping in a good way.
And nope, that thought is gone.
Oh well.
Shout out to horses. Anyway.
Blame it on the ergot. You know what's crazy too is that rye is also what for a lot of people is made like when you make beer.
Yeah.
So for like decades there would have been like beer floating around that just you had a chance of getting a little bit of something that does not process out. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Okay, so hang on. Let's vibe on that for just a second. Can you imagine getting ever so slightly tainted with ergot beer? You drink your tankard, your flagon, your
and get sick as a dog.
And just like it is the worst. It tastes fine. You were okay while you were drinking it, and then like 4 hours later, you were having the worst hangover experience of your life.
Sick to your stomach.
Diarrhea.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Probably the worst headache ever because, the blood vessels in your brain are going, and on top of being dehydrated because alcohol.
Jeez, that's yeah.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
Good
All right.
God.
So that was St. Anthony's Fire. That was fun. Thank you for making it fun because some of the research on it sucked.
You looked at pictures of gangrenous wounds for a week.
And realized, oh, my mom had that.
Oh, yeah, right. For different reasons. Katy's mom did not have ergotism.
No, she had diabetes. It's fine.
Jesus Christ. All right. Have a good week, guys.
Good luck. Godspeed.
Yeah, don't eat questionable bread.
Don't eat questionable bread. Or do. It's your choice. Just don't do it repeatedly.
Yeah.
Bye.
It makes me wonder, as a quick note right before we end off, because you just said my favorite thing, shout out to horses. I wonder how many fucking horses were in fields eating, because they rotate fields.
No. It affects animals too, because there were reports in the 1951 case of dogs chewing on rocks.
When they have a horse that's just like fucking nuts out in a field, nobody can get close to it. I wonder how many just we're just eating like from the edge of a field.
Yeah.
And just ate a bunch of ergot and we're just like freaking out in the middle of a field.
Yeah, because it absolutely hits animals too. Isn't that crazy?
We're going to have to look that up. All right. You guys have a great week. Thank you. I was also talking to somebody just yesterday about sometimes these things are really dark and they can kind of affect me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it deeply amusing that every now and again, like we'll do a couple of real dark ones and then both of us are like, nope, that's enough of that. We need to laugh.
Yeah. Right. This has been Morbid Mondays. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Hey, this is Brian from Morbid Mondays. If you like the show, please consider stopping by at our Ko-fi account. That's ko-fi/Morbid Mondays. It's $1 a month or just any one-time tip. And if you would like to help us fund our future endeavors or just want to show a little bit of appreciation, awesome. Thank you so much for listening. And if you don't, whatever. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening.